This
is Woodside Church Kids.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's video. My name is Matty and this is for the kids in Excite. Last week we learned about the story of Samson, how he was a really strong man that helped save God's people, and this week happens at around the same time, but we're learning about a different person called Ruth. And I'm going to read you a story which is titled Ruth. It says, Ruth lived far away from Judah in the land of God's people, but she lived with Naomi, who had come from Judah. Ruth married Naomi's son, but he had died. So Naomi's husband had died too. Now Naomi wanted to go back to Judah. Go back to your mother and father, Naomi told Ruth. But Ruth said, please take me with you. I will go where you go, and I will stay where you stay. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. So Naomi took Ruth with her to Judah. In Judah, Ruth had to work to get food for them to eat. She worked in the fields and she picked up grain that was left over after the harvest. The farmer of that field was named Boaz. Boaz knew that Ruth was helping Naomi. He told his farm helpers to leave grain, especially for Ruth. He was glad she was picking up grain in his field, and Ruth knew that Boaz was a very kind man. Boaz fell in love with Ruth and married her. They had a baby named Obed, and they were very happy together. And that's the end of our story. See, we know that Naomi and Ruth were from very different places. They were from different countries, but God loved both of them, and God blessed Ruth, and she had her own children. In fact, if we follow Ruth's children and their children, we reach Jesus, which I think is just amazing. See, everyone is equal to God. It doesn't matter what country you're from, because Ruth was from a different country to Naomi, but everyone is equal and everyone is loved by God. And my second point is that Ruth was a really, really good friend. She stayed with Naomi even though she was moving to a long, long way away, because she knew that Naomi needed the help. She moved to a place called Judah, and she was there and getting food and working so that she could get food for Naomi. In fact, Boaz, who's another guy in our story, Boaz knew that she was a very, very caring lady. She was looking after her mother-in-law and getting food for her. And Boaz knew that she was a good woman, and in fact he married her at the end of our story. And that is the story of Ruth and why it's still important for us today. Ruth was a really, really good friend, and God loved her just as much as he loved everyone else. And that's the end of this week's story. Now this week in Woodside Kids Weekly, our challenge is all about how we can be good friends. You could try making a picture or writing a letter to someone that you know and dropping off their house so that they know that you're thinking about them. Our activity this week is a colouring sheet looking at Ruth's time in the fields picking up wheat, and our craft this week is trying to make our own wheat bundles. So that's it for this week, and until next week, keep safe, love one another and chat to Jesus. Bye!